Hi, I'm Lisa Gibbons with a message from the American Red Cross. In the time it takes to brew a pot of coffee, you could put together an emergency supplies kit. Gather up your canned goods. If you're on medications or you need glasses, be sure to pack those. Your toilet paper. Don't forget your water. A stash of cash, a flashlight,
batteries,
and any special items that offer comfort for you or your family. For more information, log on to PrepareLA.org.
Welcome once again to Visions in San Fernando. I'm Maribel de la Torre, Councilwoman with the City of San Fernando, and your hostess today. We have a phenomenal show, so everybody needs to sit down, listen, because we need to get prepared. I want to know if you're ready for what we're about to talk about. So we have two phenomenal guests today with the American Red Cross. We have Lisa and we have Ed. Ed, I've known you forever, so welcome back
Thank you.
to Visions.
Exciting.
And Lisa, welcome for the first time to the show.
Thank you.
We are here today to talk about something called PrepareLA. But before we get into the subject matter of PrepareLA, which is LA County, the greater Los Angeles region,
That's correct.
I want to know a little bit about yourself. So Lisa, tell me, how did you get involved with the American Red Cross, and who are you?
Well, I got started through donating blood. I had gone, ever since college, I had gone to donate blood and went down to the Red Cross headquarters in West Los Angeles. And one time when I was there, I saw that they had a flyer up for volunteer orientation. I wasn't working at the time, and so that sounded like a good thing to do. So I went to the volunteer orientation and found out about all the different ways that you can volunteer. I had no idea. Any skill you have, they can use it. And preparedness education just sounded really interesting to me. So I've been volunteering with them for about 2 years, giving preparedness education presentations. And
so you're here today to help us get educated on preparedness.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for sharing your talents with us. Ed, like I said, welcome back.
Thank you.
So how did you get involved?
You know, as you know, Maribel, you and I have worked together over the years, and I've always loved to work with the community, giving back some way. Educating the community has always been a big part of my life, and this is just a different way. And you know, I after the earthquake in Haiti, I really wanted to get involved, and I wound up going to the Red Cross, finding out some more information, went on their website. I went to the Red Cross, talked to some people, found out, like she just said, how much you can do. There's just so many areas as a volunteer can participate. And I got excited, and I wound up being part of their public affairs, and this is part of it. And then also they want to make me their ambassador for the Red Cross in the northeast end of the valley. So I'm pretty excited to be here.
Very good, very good. Well, it's definitely a wonderful organization that everyone's very familiar with. I think anytime that there is some type of either natural disaster or a disaster, whether it's human caused or caused by nature, that the American Red Cross is there to help us. I mean, we had fires in the northeast San Fernando Valley that, you know, you guys were there, you set up shelter space at the local high schools, you were there to feed the community, you were there to feed the firefighters, do all of this wonderful work. But today we're going to talk about this program called PrepareLA. And it's not just the city of Los Angeles, but the whole Los Angeles region. What is it?
PrepareLA, it's a program, or it's a campaign for the Los Angeles County, and it's to encourage people to get prepared, to be informed for when we do have a disaster.
Okay, and I know that one of the things that I don't know, last week I felt a very small shaker, you know, and I know we keep hearing that it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen.
As much as we don't like to talk about it, disasters do occur. You know, it's not about when or if, it's about when it's going to happen, and are you ready?
Right. So we got to get ready. So today you're here to teach us how to get ready, hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah, well,
so there's really, I think when we think about like San Fernando and the northeast San Fernando Valley, I always think of the two major ones. I mean, I was born 2 days after the Sylmar earthquake, and I keep telling everybody, okay, do the math and you'll know. That's 1971, you know how old I am. So February 9th, 1971, you know, is a date that will always stick with me, not because I was in this world, but I was on my way into this world 2 days later. And then the Northridge.
The Northridge one, yeah.
I mean, and I think that one's very clearly in everyone's mind.
Yeah.
You know, I too am a native of the San Fernando Valley, and I was here in '71, and I was here in 1994, and you know, it's scary times, and you know, it's so crucial to be ready for a disaster, and we just never know when it's going to happen. Disasters often happen without warning, so it's so crucial to be prepared.
Right. So I know that there's like this key term that is part of the campaign. There's 3 things that you want us to walk away with today.
Yes.
What are those 3 things?
The 3 steps that we consider necessary to be Red Cross ready are to get a kit, make a plan, and be informed.
Okay. So you're going to walk us through these steps today, right?
Happy to.
All right. So
one of the things that I wanted to touch on before we get into the 3 steps is, you know, we talked about earthquakes, but there are fires, residential fires that we got to touch on. You know, for the County of Los Angeles, the Red Cross responds to at least 1 fire a day. Nationwide, it's about 180 a day that the Red Cross responds to. So being prepared in the event of a fire is crucial. Now, as far as our 3 steps, you know, we have get a kit. Why don't you touch on that? That would be exciting.
Okay. I'd be
starters.
happy to, because in fact, I brought my kit with me.
all right.
This is a personal emergency kit.
Okay.
It's what we call a grab-and-go kit.
Okay.
Because if you're getting out of your house, like evacuating in the case of something like a fire, you would grab it and go.
Okay.
So you start with a sturdy container, like a backpack,
Okay.
which you can just slip over your shoulders and still have your hands free.
So we should all have like a backpack ready to go somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should.
Very good. So that's number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Start with a backpack. And then in the personal kit, you want to have 3 days worth of supplies for one person.
Okay.
Um,
So then every member of the household should really have their own backpack.
Yes, they
ready
should.
to go. So it's not just one backpack for the whole family. It's a backpack for each family member.
Yes, this is the personal kit. You should also
Okay.
have a family supply kit
Okay.
in your home, which has 2 weeks of supplies for every member of your family.
Okay.
Because, as we know, after a major earthquake or a big disaster, first responders are going to be very committed to trying to get a lot done, and it may be a while before help can reach you. So you want to be able to be self-sufficient for as long as you need to.
Do you want to go through your kit here and pull out
Yes.
some stuff on what's in there? Go ahead.
Now, what do you think might be the most important thing to have in
Probably
your kit?
water.
That is exactly right. The most important thing to have is water. We cannot live without it.
Right.
The average person needs about 1 gallon a day. So in a kit like this, you want to carry around 3 gallons of water. I know
Okay.
it sounds kind of heavy, but you'll need it.
Right. Okay.
And then, of course, in addition to water, you're going to want food.
Okay.
We recommend canned food is good.
All right.
Anything that does not need to be refrigerated and does not need to be cooked.
Okay.
So you can have cans, you can have granola bars, you can have nuts. I have a big tub of peanut butter in mine because I love peanut butter.
I love peanut butter and honey, so that will go with my kids.
There you go. There you go. You should have foods that you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you are dealing with an emergency, you don't want to be eating asparagus at the same time.
Right.
you want to have good food that you like.
Right.
The next thing that you really need in your kit is a first aid kit. Yes.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you can pick these up at any drugstore, but don't just buy it and throw it in your kit. Open it up.
Right.
Have a look at what's inside. If you have enough gauze and bandages, and that you actually know how to use everything in here. In addition to your first aid kit, you want to include any medications that you take, both prescription and non-prescription.
So how do you do the prescriptions?
You can ask your doctor, who can usually give you a few days worth of samples.
Okay.
And then
put them in there and make sure
put 'em
that
in your
you
kit.
make sure you the expiration dates, you're renewing them every once in a while so they don't
Yes.
run out. Okay, very
You should check your kit about every 6 months.
Okay, very good.
Look for expiration dates on the cans, on your medications, and just replace it as you need to.
Okay.
The other things you need in your first aid kit are a flashlight,
Okay.
and a radio, and extra batteries.
Okay.
Or you can get a nifty little thing like this, which is a combination
I've had
flashlight,
one of
radio, cell phone charger, I think, and it's hand cranked and solar power.
Absolutely.
I have one of these
Does
in
the
my kit.
American Red Cross sell those? Because I see the American Red Cross
Yes, it
logo on
does.
there. Okay, very good.
Yes, it does.
So anything in this kit, can we get it from the American Red Cross?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Well, not food and water.
Right.
But actually, we do sell fully stocked emergency kits
Okay.
on our online store, which is redcrossstore.org. So you can either buy a kit fully assembled, or you can assemble one yourself.
Okay.
You probably already have some of the things you need.
Uh-huh.
You probably already have some canned food. You probably have some extra batteries hanging around. Put those in your kit to get started.
Uh-huh.
And the next time you're at the grocery store, pick up a couple extra cans. The next time you're at the hardware store, get a flashlight, and just add to it as you can.
Absolutely.
And pretty soon you'll have a complete kit.
Well, I know the holidays, and there's always holidays and there's always birthdays, and I think that this would be a nice gift to give
Actually,
someone.
that's a great
As a matter of fact, when I first started volunteering with the Red Cross, everybody got emergency kits for Christmas.
So cool. That is
Yeah.
very, very good. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Would you want to bring this back down?
Yes.
Or do you want to? Okay. And so, so where should we keep the kits?
I really recommend keeping it near the door that you would probably leave through.
Okay.
Mine is in my hall closet by my front door.
Okay.
Again, just when you practice your evacuation plan, which we'll talk about a little bit later,
Okay.
put it along the route that
Okay.
you would take to get out.
What about in the back of your car? Is that not advisable?
Actually, we recommend that you have another kit in
Okay.
your car. We recommend that you have one at home, in your car, and also at work.
Okay.
Because you really never know where you'll be
Right.
when a disaster strikes. So you want to be prepared for anything.
So we talked about the kit. Now you said something that was very interesting in your plan.
Right.
Yes.
What is the plan?
You know, one of the major questions that everyone asks when we talk about that is that, how do I start? What do I do? What's the first step that I need to take to make a plan? Well, you know what? Start talking to your family members. Start talking to your friends, your coworkers. That's one of the best ways to get started. Include the children. It's crucial because, you know, the children, you want to be able to be empowered, be informed. The children are so much a part of this. They have to be. You want to reduce the anxiety on for the children, and you know, assign a role to each one of them, and in that plan, make it fun. It's so important to make it fun, because you know, as you continue with your plan, and then you include the children, it once again, planning saves lives. First of all, it reduces anxiety. You know, often your friends, family, and neighbors will probably be the first responders after a disaster. So these are crucial things that you want to think about and include in your plan. Now, a few things that you want to also be aware of is that, you know, in a plan, you need to have a line of communication with your loved ones. Now, many times phone lines will be overloaded, okay?
Right.
Typically, that's what happens. It did in the earthquake, we know that. Phone lines were overloaded, so one way that you can get around that is that you want to pick a person out of state, a loved one, another family member or a friend, and you program that phone number in your cell phone along with your loved ones, so that in the event of an earthquake, you're not going to be able to communicate with one another if you're here all within the valley. Chances are, so you want to be able to reach out to somebody and just check in with them,
Right.
and then hopefully the other person, if your other loved one is not with you.
So in your plan, so when you make a plan, there's certain sections to that plan. You want to know how to communicate. You want to know. I'm assuming you said something about exit routes. So I'm
Yes.
assuming
Yeah.
exit routes. What else do we need to know?
Well, you know, the exit routes are very important, and I'll tell you, you need to plan for having 2 exit routes from your household. Okay. Also, you want to have an a route coming from work to your designated location. What's so important is that if everyone has this already planned out, it's so much easier to get through the anxiety of the disaster. Now, one of the things as far as the exits, okay, if you have a person that's in a wheelchair or has handicap needs, you know, you want to plan your exits out. You got to have 2 exits out of your household that you want to practice with your loved ones. And then again, if you have a wheelchair-bound person or somebody that's handicapped.
So in your plan, then you include communication, exit plan. Is there anything else that you need to include in the plan?
You know, one of the really crucial things is also to know sometimes public services will be out. Your utilities,
Right.
your gas, water, electricity, transportation, communications, medical services. You know, one thing I want to touch on about the gas is that if you have to turn off your gas, you have to. But also know this, is that if you turn it off, you cannot turn it on without a professional that comes to your house to be able to turn it back on.
Okay, very good.
Important stuff.
What happens with my dog Darla?
Well, as we continue, having pets has to be part of your plan also. You have to plan for having your pets. You have to include in your kit water or food for your pets. You know, if you wind up in a disaster in a disaster shelter, majority